We had the leading Mercedes salesman here a few years ago. Graduation night, after when people are drinking more, he said, I never heard so many people ask you the same question, did it get down to cold calling? Because I'm only a salesman that has refined his sales skills till I sold nations. It's a numbers game. Now, I just got bad news from a guy who was the greatest salesman that I've ever met, just passed away. About 35 years ago, he said, Dan, it's a numbers game. I can keep asking girls here on 57th and 6th, I think we were. And he says that they like to spend a couple hours and fuck me. And so I sat in the back of his limousine drinking champagne. The 17th woman stopped and looked at her watch and said, your place or mine. These are absolutely, didn't know any of them. He got spit on, kicked, punched. One or two of them screamed for cops. But 30 years ago, this is before Giuliani cleaned up New York City, no cops were there. It's nothing but a numbers game. Now, it's easier for girls. They don't have to go through 17. They can ask the first guy, do you want to fuck? And they'd say yes. But that's just the way human nature is now. But it's a numbers game. The only people we're talking to are motivated fucking sellers. Nobody else. And the difference is you don't know a motivated seller from a turd. And you'll talk to anybody that will return your call. And look how your program's worked out. Most of you in this room should not be the CEO. And the reason why you want to be CEO is because you don't want to give the CEO 5 or 6 or 8%. That's the real reason you don't do it. And that's penny wise and pound foolish. Remember, it's not your money. It's not your fucking money. I'm not telling you to be, irresponsible about it, but it's not your fucking money. Right now you got 100% or nothing. You follow the model, you're going to have roughly 2/3 of something. The first deal normally makes you a short millionaire. You won't be quite a millionaire because you're giving away 1/3 to the meatheads on your board. So then you're going to think, well, fuck, if I do this without the meatheads on my board, I can be a millionaire right away. And that's a tragic flaw in your thinking. Some of you got a few bucks, not too many bucks. It took you your whole lives to accumulate that money, for those of you that have a few million, didn't it? Your whole fucking lives. I'd be embarrassed. I am embarrassed for you. I would just put 0 net worth down. Well, you'll never have to be embarrassed about your net worth again. You follow the steps. You follow the steps. And it's as our 12-year-old daughter, who's now 34, said when she went through the seminar when she was 12 years old, she said, Daddy, this is easy peasy. Why does everybody make it so hard? And I said, honey, because everybody doesn't have a lot of self-esteem like you do. And we all know who to blame for that. Doesn't matter what ethnicity, what color. Parents all do the same wrong things. Because their benchmarks have been low. Their parents have not been high performance. And unless you've been a high performance person or you're around high performance people, you don't know what a high performance person should do. And if you're really it's either education or athletics. And not everybody can be LeBron James. So then it's education. Well, everybody can get a fucking PhD. So education's not no big fucking deal. But your parents don't tell you that, do they? Any fucking monkey. This is the real fucking world. Elon Musk's favorite word is fuck. He says it 3 or 4 times in the same fucking sentence. And you try not to say a bad word, right? Is Elon Musk the fairy tale wunderkid of the world right now? Yes. And he can't say a sentence without saying fuck 4 or 5 times in it. And we got you. I'm telling you like it is. A myth that most of you would have subscribed to before the seminar is you have to own the business 3 months, 3 years, 42 months, some bullshit to run it before you can go back and refinance it. That's a myth. That's not true. Not just because he validated it, but it's just bullshit. You haven't tried to go back and refinance anything. The next thing is when you finance it 100% for an owner finance, and then you go to the bank, it's not considered refinance. You went from owner finance to commercial finance. So it's not a re-fucking finance. And don't let any goddamn banker tell you any different. It's their first exposure to the fucking credit. It's all the difference in the world. The next thing is he makes one offer. That's it. That's how Warren Buffett does. That's how Dan Pena does. One offer. Take it or leave it, asshole. He gives him a week. 95% of all your time should be spent on looking for deals and money. That's it. Nothing else. Your parents may have been in sales, and what do you call him? He's a structural engineer, blah, blah, bullshit. Because you're embarrassed to say he's a fucking used car salesman. Am I right? Yes. Well, unless you can make that fucking leap, you will fail at this. No matter what your education is, no matter what your fucking background, you're nothing but a goddamn dirtbag salesman with QLA. That's it. I can't make it any more fucking graphic than that. Some people can do it, some people can't. But I still remember that Mercedes guy. And when I told him I used to move 200 units a month, personally, me selling cars, he says, that's unheard of. Somebody set the expectations. How many cars we get a month in this fucking rat hole? About 250. We got to move at least 200, Pena. That's all I heard. Got to move 200, Pena. Just hit that line, Pena. Just keep hitting that fucking line. And I move 200 a month. You can't find a car salesman in the history of the motherfucking planet that sells 200 cars a month. Nowhere. I did. Just as I closed 94.6, because a couple of sales managers, old pervert that they were, set the expectations. A young boy like you, Pena, just like I set the expectations for Thomas. See how it works in the high-performance world? Normally when you take on a new job, they give you, well, you've got 3 months to get your feet on the ground and 3 months, blah, 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 to learn, right? You got 3 hours, asshole. I have fired people in the morning. They started at 8, I fired them by 11. You got 3 hours, shorty. That's it. I can smell death. I know whether you're going to make it in 3 minutes, let alone 3 hours. I have fired thousands of people. I've closed divisions down. Jack Welch, my hero, may he rest in peace, they used to call him Neutron Jack. Why? Because he fired everybody with a neutron bomb. He killed everybody with a neutron bomb, but neutron bombs didn't blow up buildings. Didn't kill infrastructure. Neutron Jack. But down deep, or maybe not so down deep, at some level, unfortunately, you want to be liked. And the decision you have to make, and I said it last night, and I said it first thing this morning, whether you want to be liked or effective. I can see in your eyes, most of you rather be liked. It's only the first day. I'll flip a few more of you before the end of the week. But some of you in this room, I'm not going to ever flip. And down deep inside, you already know that. It's not for everybody. Liked or effective. It's your choice. But I have extraordinary, superpower interpersonal skills. But I developed them over 50 years. I didn't come out of the womb being a selling motherfucker. Parts of my family are still embarrassed that I call myself a salesman. That's all I am. And you were raised all your lives to be something more than a salesman. And look what the fuck it's got you. Nothing.